everyone, it's Heidi again. Today we are reacting to a video called George Carlin's American Dream, What George Meant to Me. Apparently this is a video compiled of comedians talking about their inspiration that they took from George Carlin, their experience. I don't really know exactly what to expect. That's just what you guys have told me the video's about. We have watched quite a bit of George Carlin on this channel, if you guys don't know. We've watched a little bit of his older stuff, his kind of black and white. We've also watched more of his recent stuff, like right before his death and everything in between. And he never ever ceases to amaze me with the delivery that he has. He just builds up and then the punchlines are just, it hits you right here. A lot of his bits have been really relatable and effective for me because I grew up as a pretty sheltered, I would say, American Mormon. It's beautiful listening to his perspectives, just how straightforward he is about things. And I can really agree with him about a lot of things that he talks about. So I'm really interested. I think this should be kind of cute to see how he has affected other people. It's been quite a journey on this channel and I'm very grateful. So thank you guys for introducing me to George Carlin. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe, become a member if you want me to prioritize your comments, and let's do this. I call him George Porgy.
He was never not in the discussion of greatest comedian ever.
Smart. George is the
smartest man I'd ever met.
You watch a George Carlin bit, you know he's not riffing.
He was genius at making you laugh and changing your mind.
Yes.
He was an avatar for anti-corruption.
Like a truth machine.
My worldview was really shaped by Carlin.
He found injustice offensive, kind of like a biblical prophet.
I want to say something.
Sorry, just really quickly. I love that the image that they showed as soon as she said a biblical prophet, it was him like scratching his ass. Sorry, that was just a really funny combination. I'm really loving this so far, though. It's very cinematic. It's very dramatic. But everything that these people are saying is definitely true. The perspectives that George Carlin gives and like shines light on is so fascinating and like nothing else that I've heard from anybody else. I mean, a lot of these faces I recognize, and so it's cool to see them talk so highly of George Carlin, Georgie Porgy. When they said that he found injustice offensive, that is, yeah, very apparent in his work. He's not afraid to let people know that he's like angry about something. Beautiful, just beautiful. Let's continue though.
So funny. Why did I...
Sorry, we're gonna go back.
I want to say something.
Sorry.
He was so funny. Why did I like him? He was so fucking funny.
He was so funny.
It's a weird thing with somebody as good as George, where even if you haven't seen a lot of comedy, you just instantly know that you're seeing something special. Like, whatever this is, this guy is one of the best that has ever done it.
First thing you notice in someone else's house is you don't quite feel 100% at home. You know why? Someone else's shit is on the table. Have you noticed that their stuff is shit and your shit is stuff?
That's such a good bit.
Shit over there and let me put my stuff down.
There is a Tonight Show that George did. He does the set, he goes over, he sits down with Johnny. Johnny compliments him. He says, oh, great stuff. And George goes, I didn't feel quite in control of that one. And when I was young and I saw that opened my eyes to a window of, oh, that was a performance. I didn't know any of that.
Interesting.
He was a gift given to me by my father. One day he brought home an album and he said, do not let your mother know that you have this. Nobody was allowed to curse in our house, but
that's wild.
George Carlin was allowed.
All I could think of was shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits, man.
And I remember in that moment going like, that's what I want to be for a living. Not like I want to be a stand-up, but I want to be somebody who could curse in my house and get away with it.
Don't you?
Sorry, I haven't seen these images of him dressed as a nun before. That's new. I love that he didn't just inspire people with their stand-up and their comedy. They inspired who people wanted to be as a human being. He inspired their morals and how they wanted to live. That is so cool. That's so good. I wonder how much George Carlin played in the evolution of what's appropriate in media, because obviously that has changed over the years. Have you guys ever thought about that? Anyway, you guys have told me that he got arrested somewhere. for doing the 7 words you can't say on TV. How long was he in jail, I guess? Was it just a few days? But like, good for him. I don't know. It's just so interesting to me. So, okay, continuing.
I think it's just a little bit strange that Ronald Reagan had an operation on his asshole and George Bush had an operation on his middle finger, huh? What are these two men trying to tell us?
This is not true. That's so funny.
I'm a child of immigrants, and my parents.
Sorry, what did he say?
Men trying to tell us.
I'm a child of immigrants, and my parents have such a deep reverence for America and what it represents. And George was the first person to say, just take a look behind the curtain, buddy. My dad would deeply disagree. He would laugh. He would disagree. And I would kind of look at him and be like, but what he's saying is true, right? And my dad would be like, yeah, it kind of is true.
There's
Interesting. Yeah, I definitely understand that. My parents are so sweet. They're such wonderful people. They love America. They love America, and they love the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They will die for that. But they also love George Carlin. And I think that that's the same thing. They disagree with him in certain things, but you cannot deny that he's hilarious and he's got somewhat of a point. So I loved hearing that guy's perspective. I did not catch his name. Very, very relatable with that one dude. Anyway.
Just enough bullshit to hold things together in this country. Bullshit is the glue that binds us as a nation. Where would we be without our safe, familiar American bullshit?
The thing that strikes me the most when I think of George Carlin, he never strayed from his authentic self. Once he discovered his authentic self.
For me, that was always one of the things I think about in my own career is like, I think so many times as comics, we're waiting for the audience to give us feedback. But the message that I got from Carlin is like, no, you determine who you are on stage. Dress how you want, say what you want to say.
By the way, I'm not trying this stuff out on you. I'm not trying it out. Don't do that. The audience doesn't really figure into my plans. Here's the way I look at it. I'm here for me, you're here for me, and no one's here for you.
I remember he had a great clip on Conan saying, I can't come on TV and say asshole, and they bleeped it out. But I can come on here and say whole ass. And he was like, whole ass, whole ass, whole ass, whole ass, whole ass. So he was kind of saying it, and they didn't bleep any of it out.
I think what's dope about Carlin, he worked around it and still was saying the things he wanted to say and being poignant and being critical about the system, America, and what was going on.
I just liked what a genius brain he had, but he would still be that silly.
Hi there, how are
True.
you?
Now that I've been doing stand-up close to 30 years, when I go back and watch his clips, I'm watching it beyond what he's saying. I'm actually watching where he holds the mic, what the joke was before, how it ties together, and then listening to the crowd and how that all interacts.
There is nothing wrong with the planet. Nothing wrong with the planet. The planet is fine.
This one's great.
The people are fucked. The planet isn't going anywhere. We are. We're going away. Pack your shit, folks. We're going away.
His ability to do fugue-like explorations of an idea. I'd say that's something that I lifted purely from Carlin, stylistically. When I first worked for Jon Stewart, like there's this thing that happens in the world, there's a comedic explication of it, and then what's the logical extension of this insane thing?
Now this next piece of...
Sorry, I literally just had to pause because I had to clear my throat. It is morning. We're catching up from the night. Okay, continuing.
Now this next piece of material is real simple. It's called free-floating hostility.
I think he
trying to remember that one.
Comics like the scientific method. Like his methodology is something that I can feel in my own mind when I'm breaking certain things down. And that I think really influenced the processes of The Daily Show.
Carlin created all these foundational principles that my entire generation still uses to this day. He would have a raw vomit, then he would have another piece of paper that's kind of more refined, then he would have the act itself, word for word. And I still implement that method every single one of my specials. verbatim is written out.
Yeah, something about George Carlin is that he's just so organized. He does the same bit multiple times in different places, and it's the same. He just has perfected his bits, and it's like a pleasure to listen to. There's no, you know, he has got it. He is right there with it. He keeps your attention so well. His buildups and deliveries are just mwah, chef's kiss. You know, I love that. And I've never heard of what he does in behind the scenes, I guess. He eventually has it just word for word. That comes across so well in his acts, his stand-ups.
You have this counterculture icon. What you don't realize is he's an incredibly studious, really disciplined professional craftsman. It's so often when you're in a creative pursuit that you think infrastructure or setting up a system is the antithesis of comedy or inspiration or creativity or any of those things. And the lesson from him is like, actually, that's the opposite.
Even though mine was at this other level, he was like a regular guy. He was a regular person. The work ethic was like, you know, like blue collar guy. Then when I met him, he was just like that. He was just like that.
He's down to earth.
He was completely real.
That's awesome.
It's rare, you know, to meet their idols and have them be nice, cool, regular people. Hey, Stephen. Hi, George.
I dislike and despise groups of people, but I love individuals. And so cumulatively, I have gotten the feeling that I'm in this big family.
We got to know each other during that time period, which was probably 97, 96, 97. But I think, you know, in some ways, I never got over idolizing. He was not an intimidating person. Like he didn't hold that over you. He was really open. But I do imagine it can get tedious, you know, eating lunch with people who are like this. Like to you, I'm friends with George Carlin. We shared a sandwich, like friends. And to him, I'm sure it's just lunch. I had to eat.
He said it like him. That's funny.
He came to work with us on Dogma, and you know, that for me was career high. I introduced my idol to my dad, and you know, that was the guy without whom I wouldn't have known my dad as well as I did. When my dad met George Carlin, I saw a version of my father that I'd never seen in my life. I saw a fucking fanboy. You know what I'm saying? Like my father always carried himself with a certain amount of dignity and shit, but George, he was like, we watch everyone. I gave the boy your albums. I'm the reason you're in, like.
He's so proud.
Happy memories.
It's cute.
So when George died, I'll be honest with you, it was, you know, it was kind of like losing dad again.
Oh.
I had sent him a note about his last special because I loved it, and we got on the phone and we were joking about death, and a couple of people had just died, and he was saying, gee, I wonder who the third one's gonna be, and it turned out to be him.
Wow.
And but getting to talk with him on the phone towards the end was amazing. He was so mythical to me.
He's one of the few comics that I thought the trajectory of his career was just sort of like this the whole time. My favorite stuff that he did are his last 3 specials.
Yeah, that's good.
When I hear that it was
Very
too
real.
dark at the end, I don't agree. I think it was the final battle. And I think that he won.
You show me a hospital that's on fire and people on crutches are jumping off the roof, and I'm happy.
I saw him as this Jeremiah, you know, yelling.
Wild.
Yelling to the 4 winds. Lear. It was fantastic. Fantastic.
For me,
she's cute.
When I go back and I watch Carlin and I watch those older clips, in a weird way, it's kind of relieving to know the world has always been confusing and fucked up. I actually feel less alone. His
That's
comedy
fair.
and his analysis just allows me to make sense of a world I do not understand.
I kind of love that because I think that a lot of our mindsets can be, oh, it's gotten so much worse. What happened? It's a very good point that there's always been fucked up shit in this world. Some things have been worse in the past than they are now. It's so easy to be like, wow, it's gotten so bad. It's only going to get worse. I felt that. I have definitely felt that. It's hard to find hope in the future. So that's kind of a cool little perspective. It's like, it's always been fucked up. I don't know. You can definitely have mixed feelings about that. It's so crazy. It's so cool seeing people just fanboying or fangirling over George Carlin. So much respect. Like, he was really funny, but people really, really respected him and his thoughts and opinions, which is an amazing balance. It's amazing to make people laugh and be the clown, but also be the king, you know? I don't know. It's really, really cool.
The legend, everybody's friend, the world's uncle, the world's grandfather, the older he got, the world's conscience.
People sometimes say to you, well, do you try to make people think? I say, no. That would be the kiss of death. What I want to do is to let them know I'm thinking.
Interesting. Oh, I think that's the end. I just want to make sure. Okay, yeah, that's it. That is very, very interesting. I don't want to make people think. I want to let them know that I'm thinking. That's a big deal. I feel like when people feel pressured from somebody to open your mind or, hey, you're wrong, let me change your mind, that is a big reason for people to close off to that person's opinion or their interaction with them, which is very sad. I feel like it should not be that way, but it is. People get very offended when someone's trying to tell them that they're wrong. It's natural, unfortunately. I love that. I think that's really, really effective with actually changing people's minds and actually having an effective conversation with somebody who has a differing opinion from you. These are my thoughts, but let me hear your thoughts. You are welcome to think what you want to think. That's lovely. By just being himself, he changed people's minds. I love that. I love where this George Carlin journey has gotten to. Anyway, what are your guys' thoughts? This was lovely. This was beautiful. I keep saying the word beautiful. I don't know. It really is. This is a beautiful thing. His legacy that he left. I really liked watching this. Thank you guys so much. I'm sure that there are some people that really, really hated him and really thought that he was, I don't know, overstepping boundaries. But that is how things change in this world for the better. I mean, for the worst too, I guess, but is overstepping boundaries that have been set by people. And some people claim that those boundaries were set by God. And that's where real mistakes happen, in my opinion. Anyway, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Thank you so much for this recommendation. Let me know what else I should be watching on this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.